The attack rocked the Gulf state and forced its airport to shut down for a period of time, although some flights have resumed through other terminals. Vision shared on social media soon after the attack showed the scale of the destruction inside one of the buildings. Kuwaiti authorities labelling it criminal Iranian aggression as it tried to intercept 13 missiles and 17 drones from Iran. The US said it had also been trying to intercept those drones and it had launched strikes against Iran, including on a tanker which was trying to break the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. In response to that, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released this video, which it said showed it launching attacks across the Gulf, particularly targeting US facilities such as its Navy headquarters in Bahrain, although the US said it was not hit. The scale of the damage and the number of casualties in Kuwait, combined with those other attacks, shows that this is the most intense period of strikes in the Gulf since the US and Iran agreed to a ceasefire. One of the UAE president's top advisors says the Gulf needs to provide a united, firm response to Iran as a result. It shows, as if there was any more evidence required, just how dangerous this period is while the US and Iran negotiate on a deal to end the broader Middle East war, and that those negotiations remain stalled. The US President Donald Trump has rubbished suggestions that Iran is not talking to the United States, but we do know that Iran is keeping a very close eye on what is happening in Lebanon as part of those talks, having previously said it would pull out of those negotiations in protest over Israel's conduct. Israeli strikes against claimed Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon have continued for another day too. More evacuation warnings and displacement orders have been issued. And after almost 24 hours of relative quiet, warning sirens rang out across northern Israeli communities as the militant group launched drones and rockets over the border. Earlier in the week, the US president spoke to the Israeli prime minister and convinced him not to attack the Lebanese capital, Beirut. It's a phone call which has been reported as angry, with an expletive-laden character assessment levelled towards Mr. Netanyahu. In a podcast released overnight, the US president's been asked about those reports.
I did. I wouldn't say angry. I was a little bit perturbed at his constantly fighting with Lebanon. You know, at some point I said, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. But I have a very good relationship. I'm a wartime president. He's a wartime prime minister.
I'm not going to get into details of our conversations. We've had thousands, well, a lot of them. Sometimes we have, as in the best of families, you have these tactical disagreements. We always find a way to work them out.
Also in that podcast, Donald Trump said he would be prepared to meet Iran's supreme leader as a result of any successful deal, perhaps again trying to portray this image that those negotiations are progressing, even though a deal is yet to eventuate.